What is happening, everybody? I have not done a video in months and months and months. And you can tell from the title. Oh, by the way, 9:57 a.m., 3/18/2018. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about Essex. Essex. Because I got a crank up a little over a year ago. It's been a year and about 4 months. And have not done a video in a while, and I figured this would be a good place to start because apparently Jay's curtailing videos, and I figured I'd comment a little bit more about the process that I've gone through because I got the crank up. I purchased a sphere, and I purchased about 2 or 3 stone orders also, which included extra star essonite, stick selenite, amethyst, all kinds of different stones. And collectively, I know that Jay says that it takes about 4 months to start to feel, which is very, very, very true. But what I noticed is after the year anniversary, I mean, my stuff really started to pick up. And I don't know if it's just because of my biochemistry. I don't know if it's because of all the supplements that I take. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, Jay was talking about some supplements a couple months ago, and I actually took a picture and sent it to him of all the supplements that I take. And I mean, I take, like, you know, if you stack all the supplements and bottles and everything, it's like this much. I mean, I take a lot of garbage. I take a lot of stuff. And I sort of attribute the length of the crank up and the evolution in my brain and the evolution in my metaphysical abilities. Yes, Jay, obviously, and all the products from the Spiritual Foundation. I think it had a lot to do with all the dietary supplements that I've been taking. And they're high quality. I spend good money. I don't get the cheap stuff at GNC or any of these other off-the-counter, shelf, garbagey, filler, synthetic stuff. No, I take good quality stuff. So I want to comment a little bit today because there's just been some wild things going on. I mean, I have not done videos because I originally was told by the extraterrestrials that I speak to, hey, stop doing videos. There was a good reason for that, and I understand why. It's because over the last 4, 5, 6 months, I've really been able to concentrate on the crank up and what it's doing, how it's evolving me, what I feel like, and it was very, very important for me to take some time off. Sometimes it's good to do that periodically, you guys. If you feel that you're evolving and you feel that you're sort of coming out of your skin, I mean, that's how I can attribute it. I mean, that's how I feel all the time. Like I'm just coming out of my skin all the time. And it was very healthy to take a break and just absorb everything. And, you know, I'm to the point now where, as you guys know, I mean, they've been beaming me up on ships for a long time, but I get beamed up on ships now, and I sleep up there. They beam me up, sleep. I've got people that watch me. The Guardian male, very cool, very cool. I dig that guy. Yeah, he's cool. He's a part of me. And yeah, and now what it's evolving into is there's extraterrestrials beaming into my pad when I'm sleeping. They wake me up. I'm sitting there, and they'll wake me up, and I'll look at them, and they'll be surrounded by this ball of light, and they'll just be checking me out. I'm like, hey, what's going on? All telepathy, all interaction, which if I did not get the crank up, and I did not become a serious student of the Spiritual Foundation, and listen to Jay, and watch his videos, and take the time to evolve, okay, after the crank up and all the other things, I would not be able to talk to the extraterrestrials like I talked to him today. I mean, I talk to him telepathy, no problem. No problem. I mean, the extraterrestrial that, and I know that he was cloaked. You know, he appeared to me like a short, 4 foot tall, bald, big green eyes, white, in this like little suit, like your typical space-like suit that space humans walk around in, and aliens on TV. Okay, great. I know that I was just a cloaking and he was somebody else. You know, which also the crank up allows me to do that kind of stuff. I can like see through their cloaking. And also another thing that happened, when about 3 months after the crank up, when they would beam me up on the ships, because they anesthetize you. You're like in this dream state. You're out. You're put down. It's not like anesthesia, but it's very similar to that. And after about 3 months of the crank up, I started waking up. I started like sitting up, because they'll have you like on a gurney or some type of like platform that floats. And I would wake up and go, hey, what the hell's going on? And I'd be able to look at all of them, and they would look at me like, what the heck's going on? So they'd be like, juice them some more, you know, like hit them again with whatever, and then they knock me out. And I kept doing that over and over. And so for a while, I felt like that I wasn't in contact with any extraterrestrials or the space humans, and that wasn't the case. It's just that they had to knock me out so hard when they would take me up on these ships, that I was out. I was thinking, oh, I'm not going on the ships anymore. And then I went back, as Jay says, go and look at it. That's another thing that I learned how to do after watching more of his videos and taking it very seriously, like doing the exercises in his videos, doing the things that he says to do to practice, you know, and also don't be afraid. If you want to take this journey and take this step, don't be afraid to be wrong. Just go for it. That's one thing he told me when, or Ann actually did my crank up, but Jay was supervising. And he said, just go for it. Just go for it. Which to me, I translate that as get up and go and do it. And don't be concerned with if you get it right, if you get it wrong. Because if you keep going, if you keep tracking, okay, if you keep putting forth the effort, okay, you will eventually get it right all the time. Just don't be afraid. And I wasn't. I don't give a damn. So, yeah, I am promoting Jay. I want to do this video as an update a year and a half almost after the crank up, and it's just now all the stuff starting to season in real good. You know, I'm very telepathic with the extraterrestrials. I mean, I talk to people all the time. Like Jay in his videos will say that he talks to T-Ear and the Drock and Serponians and all these things. I'm doing the same thing. I mean, it's like a freeway, literally. So, yeah, it is like a freeway. Okay. And when the extraterrestrial beamed in to my place when I'm sleeping, I also got a trigger to, hey, you need to do like another video, or you need to start doing videos, because one of the ideas that I have, this is the idea that I have, this is where I'm going with it, is if you guys, I used to do videos, insider information and all this stuff, government, what's going on. You get evolved to a point where you just don't care about that stuff anymore. I really don't care about that stuff anymore. If you guys have, and what I'm saying is that if you guys want to put questions in the comment section, okay, I will do my best to metaphysically give you answers. Not inside information, or somebody's telling me this, or I have a contact. Ah, phooey. Ah, phooey. Just like the little rascals. Remember when you were a kid, you used to watch that stuff? Ah, phooey. Forget that. It's like I'm over. I'm done with that. I have no interest. You know, Google or YouTube banned a couple of my videos a couple weeks ago. It's another reason why I'm doing this video. Banned a couple of my videos and gave me a strike. I just laughed. I said, oh, okay. All right, guys. Sure, whatever. I mean, I have, and that was actually another incident that spurred me to do the video. When that happened, I was like, oh, I'm just about getting ready to do, you know, another video and talk to people, because that was just another indicator, another motivating factor. But I don't have anything against Google or YouTube. I'm like, whatever. I'm just go deal with your stuff. And I'm going up on ships and I'm talking extraterrestrials, and I'm have this group of buddies that are my friends, including Jay. I mean, I would consider Jay my friend. Jay is my friend. Jay is my friend. Deanna is my friend. I got to know Deanna a lot over this last year and a half. She is Deanna, wow. I would consider myself pretty strong, meaning I can take a lot of responsibility. I can take a lot of weight on my shoulders. I can survive a lot of things. And Deanna is a person that I look at and go, and she's stronger than I am. She's stronger than I am. I mean, I went and there was a picture of her in one of the videos that Jay did, as my screen just changes right there. I went and looked at, there was a still image of her on one of Jay's videos, and I went and looked at it, and I went, oh my goodness, all I could see was blocks or bricks piled up on top of her shoulders. Just block after block after block after block, and I looked at it and I could feel the weight of it, okay? And it was weighty, and I went, oh man, does she have a lot of responsibility on her shoulders, and man, does she handle it exceptionally well. I don't think I could handle that much weight. Honestly, I'm being very honest. And it's funny because I met her on a ship one time, and I remember I was like emotionally like breaking down on the ship, because you go through, or this is my personal experience, on some occasions you go through these different wave frequency patterns, and it brings out certain emotions in you on the ships. And I remember she was there one time, and I was just like breaking down, just like bawling, just letting out all this emotion. And I remember she was there, and I remember leaning on her, okay? And I remember she had this little tiny, like thin, like bone body, okay? And I remember, I'm about 185 pounds in earth weight terms. And I remember a little bit more than that, but you get the idea. And I remember leaning on her and just going, I could feel how like sinewy, like her bones were, like she's real thin. And I remember leaning on her and just like putting all my weight on her, going, how is this petite little girl like holding me up? And then I went, duh, you're on a ship, buddy. It's all different. But I think the reason why I was able to do that, in addition to seeing the blocks on her shoulders, okay, was that, yeah, I hear that. All right. The reason why I was able to do that was to send a message to myself that, hey, Deanna's strong. Deanna's real strong. She's very strong. And again, I'm not BSing. I'm saying it like it is, how I really feel that it is. So, as the spiritual foundation takes a new direction, I would highly recommend everything that's on there. If you want to get started, I saw that. If you want to get started at the spiritual foundation, my thing is, I know that the spheres are expensive, the crank-ups can be expensive. Hey, start with a piece of star essonite, or any type of essonite, dragon egg, star essonite, anything. Start with a little piece of that, okay? A little piece goes a long way. That stuff is strong. I mean, I've got it very close to my, cranium sometimes, and you can feel it. So start there, because as you get around that essonite, as you get around that star essonite, dragon egg, whatever, you're going to start taking on different characteristics. You're going to start changing. You're going to start changing. If someone told me a few years ago that you won't give a shit about Google and what they're doing and YouTube, and you'd be floating in a different dimension, in a different reality, I'd have said, you're crazy. You're crazy. All I want to do is fight with them, and I was pissed off, and things were not going well. Speaking of that, I just got done dealing with a very, very, very stressful part of my life. And the crank up helped me to get through it. So, another thing is, if you're going through strife, if you're going through problems, if you're going through things, just know that keep going, keep trudging. The star essonite and the stones and the crank ups will help. It will help to level everything out. That's my experience. So, yeah, I want to do this follow-up thing. And, yeah, put your comments in the section below. I will metaphysically take a look at your questions, and I probably will do some more videos and talk about those things. And YouTube, Google, don't worry about the false flag videos. Fine, okay, I won't do any more false flag videos. I'm not in that atmosphere anyhow. But whatever. So, Essex. Hey, Jay. You remember colonial times when you're making those drinks? Remember you're making those drinks? And you were looking at me and I'm like, Jay, put this in it. Put that in it. You're like, no, I can't. That doesn't make any sense. I said, just put it in there. You put it in there, and then we taste it, and we try it, and we go, oh, man, damn, that works. I said, I told you. You were like stable, able, and I was like running around, doing all these crazy things, had all this energy, getting into all kinds of different things socially. Jay Essex. Man, Jay, I am so happy that I could meet you on a third dimensional, personal level and experience the spiritual foundation and all of that for, you know, your last embodiment. Right on. Right on. It's very, it's a big thing for me to be able to do that. So, right on. And I'm like, no, Jay, taste it. Just taste it. I know it doesn't make any sense. You taste it and you be like, oh, shit, I think you're onto something. All right. Okay. 10:13 a.m. 3/18/2018. Thanks, guys. CET's in space.